Welcome on board Seize the Day, the cruise show that helps you make the most out of every cruise that you're getting ready to take. My name is Jason. I am your host for Seize the Day, and this is our very first episode. And the way we have things laid out here is we have them done in sections. And the first section is going, or the first segment, I should say, is going to be what we call the muster drill. And this is essentially just, a few tips that we are going to provide, whether you're a rookie cruiser or all the way up to an expert cruiser yourself. These are tips that we believe they're going to be beneficial for you. Some may be focused for the rookie cruiser or the beginner cruiser, and some may be more focused towards the traveled cruiser. The next segment is going to be what we're calling charting the course, and this is where we are going to basically promote group cruises from other creators and other travel agents from around YouTube and around the industry. We're going to tell you what their group cruise is, when it's sailing, things of that nature. And then we're going to lead into the third section, which we're calling Harbor Headlines, and that's essentially just some of the latest cruise news information going around. We're not diving too deep into it, but we want to give you the stories that are kind of hitting the headlines right now, and then we'll give you the information to where you can click down and find the details out. The fourth thing, and what I'm kind of looking for it to be our anchor segment, is what we're calling Ship Happens. And this is essentially just stories from other cruisers. Some of them may be funny, some of them may be sad, some of them may be cruiser beware stories, but nevertheless, they're stories that we've either found or been provided to us of individual cruisers' experiences out there. So we're hoping that you're really going to enjoy this format. We're also going to have what we call the tip of the day, and that's just our general individual tip that we feel like anybody can benefit from. So let's dive in. First, the muster drill. So in this muster drill, we're giving you 3 rookie mistakes first-time cruisers make, okay? So the first one being overpacking. You do not need 14 outfits for 7 days. Save the luggage space. You have options to, purchase laundry services on the ship. Some ships are very inexpensive when it comes to that. You can pack a whole bag for a minimal cost. You can even, like what we do, we buy these little Tide packs that you can wash some of your undergarments or whatever in your sink. And then you can just hang them to dry. So again, save your luggage space, plan your outfits. You don't need 14 outfits for 7 days. The second tip is ignoring embarkation tips. Arriving late, not planning ahead of time for parking. In some cases, arriving too early, not doing your online check-in. That's a real critical one. Make sure you're doing that online check-in. Make sure you know if where you're parking and how much it costs to park. How much time do you think it'll take to park? And try to arrive at your scheduled time. It's very important to keep the flow of the day going. The third thing is skipping that muster drill. Not this one. We want you to be at this one too, but the real muster drill. Do not skip that. My advice is when you get on the ship, take care of it right away. It's easy to do. Some cruise lines still do an old school muster drill. They'll give you instructions for that. That one's a lot harder to miss. But when it comes to the ones that they want you to take care of it when you get on the ship, go do it, please. You don't want to be one of these people that is being called over the PA system by name. Hey, please, you have not done your muster station yet. We cannot leave. The ship cannot leave until you have completed that muster drill. So by all means, take care of your muster drill. So now that we've taken care of our tips for the day, let's move on to charting the course. All right, so now that you've prepped today's tips, let's move on to charting the course. So we have our very own group cruise, which is going to be on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. August 15th through 22nd of 2026. I'm going to put the QR code for you to contact us. Just go ahead and scan that, and it'll take you right to the group page. It has all the information you need for it. We look forward to hearing from you. For our first group cruise, what we have is from Stress Free Cruising Squad. Their cruise is going to be on the Royal Caribbean Legend of the Seas. It's going to be the newest, biggest, and nicest ship Royal has. It's an Icon class ship. It's massive. It's beautiful. If you really want a chance to go see, get on the Legend of the Seas, this is a great opportunity for you. Stress Free Cruising Squad, they will be sailing on November 28th of 2026. The destinations include Wilmstead, Curacao, Oranstad, Aruba, Cabo Rojo, Dominican Republic, and it will be stopping at Royal Caribbean's private island, Perfect Day at Coco Key. I will leave the link for this in the description below. If you go by and you talk to them, be sure to mention that Jason from Monkey Love Travel sent you. For our second group cruise, and this one's pretty exciting here. Now this one's a kind of a quick opportunity. This one will be over Super Bowl. So Lori from Prestige Travel Vacations, it will be hosting this one. Again, it's going to be February 6th through 11th. It will also be on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander, heading to Progreso, Mexico and Cozumel, Mexico. She told me that pricing starts at just $554.16 per person, okay? And that includes taxes, port fees, and gratuities. She also has free Wi-Fi and $75 onboard credit. And these are per person prices I just gave you. So if you have any interest on that, I've got her contact information in the description below. Be sure to tell her Jason from Monkey Love Travel sent you, okay? Can't stress that enough. So now that we've got our course mapped out, let's go into talking about the harbor headlines. And these are the headlines for what I found this week. So the first one is Margaritaville at Sea has announced that their newest ship, which will have its inaugural sailing in January of 2027, which is the Beachcomber, okay? It is a former Costa ship that they will completely overhaul and give it that Margaritaville at Sea brand. So they announced that their home port will be Miami.
We know you have been waiting for big news on Beachcomber, like we all have. Well, I can tell you now, the wait is finally over. Margaritaville at Sea is thrilled to announce its port partnership and new home port. Drum roll, please.
Congratulations, Miami. I know this is a big venture for Margaritaville. I know they're very excited. I'm sure Miami and the people who love the Margaritaville at Sea brand are also very excited. If you're interested, we have bookings available now. Just please reach out and contact us, and we'll be happy to help you get on the Beachcomber for its inaugural sailing, which is January 6th of 2027. So another big announcement was Royal Caribbean has announced that they have signed a long-term framework agreement with the shipbuilder Meyer Turku that secures the rights to build at the yard through the next decade. That's a long time. So it also adds an option to build Icon 7. Yeah, you heard me right. The 7th Icon ship. They've already got Icon of the Seas. They've got Star of the Seas. They have Legend of the Seas coming out next summer. Then they've got a 4th Icon ship coming out in 2027. Then they've got another one coming out in 2028. And now they've got 6 and 7 after that. That's a lot of ships. That's a lot of big ships. Who knows where they're going to have all their destinations? I would imagine they can't all fit in Florida, can they? They can't do them all there, can they? Let me hear your opinion on it. So the third news headline I have for you is also out of the Royal Caribbean camp here. So they have put out an update video on their progress for its private destination in Nassau, Bahamas, and this is the Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna post that video here so you can check it out.
On the beautiful beach at the Royal Beach Club, and I'm here with Jay Schneider doing a sneak peek preview of this incredible destination. Come with me.
You're standing in Party Cove, the beginnings of the world's largest swim-up bar.
It is not a small swim-up bar, it's a big one, and it's beautiful. And look at the view. We're gonna get a Bahama Mama. I am anyway.
So this is all just massive swim-up bar.
Epic. Totally chill. Look at the bar. Look at the length of this. Look at the view. Incredible.
We are standing in one of our family pool cabanas with direct pool access and one of the best views on planet Earth right
I think
behind
the
us.
best view on planet Earth. It's looking pretty beautiful to me.
It's stunning. Look how you can see it right from our ship.
Yeah, super excited about the new Royal Beach Club opening in December.
We are going to be at the private island. We are going to be at the Royal Beach Club. We are, and it opens December of 2025. That's not a whole lot of time. They've still got some things to finish. They've got probably the largest swim up pool in the Caribbean down there being built now. We are going to be there on New Year's Day. I'm pretty excited about that. Now that we've gotten all the news covered, we've gotten your tips covered, we've got, the group cruises done. Let's talk about the fun stuff now. Let's go to Ship Happens here. So this is from Bored at Work 123. I found this posted on one of the Reddit groups that I belong to, and I'm just going to read to you the story. So this is their words. It says, I went on a cruise with my boss and her family. It was a really good time, except when one night her teen son failed to return to the room. She woke me up at 1:30 a.m. asking if her son had come back to the room. And I said, what? We immediately got dressed and called customer service, evoking a very large search party on the cruise. Wow. We could not find him anywhere. We started growing very concerned that something horrible had happened to him. We circled back to another open deck where we find him and a group of teens sleeping under the stars. They set up an entire camping situation on the pool deck. He was nestled between two young girls, and my boss ended that very quickly. I bet. It is safe to say he stayed inside the room the rest of the cruise. All right, I know it's probably not funny in the moment, but I think that's pretty funny. You got a teenager, they're going to do teenager stuff. They're going to do some dumb stuff. And, I mean, you can only go so far on a cruise, so I understand what they could be going through their head. Fortunately, they were up on the deck. It'd be nice to hear, hey, we're going to be out on the deck. But there is a curfew on decks. There is a curfew for teenagers on these ships. So, I kind of wondering about that. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think this story is funny, or do you think this is... I kind of think it's funny after the fact. Again, not at the moment. But I want to hear from you. Let me know your opinion. Let us hear your stories. We might be able to feature you on one of the upcoming segments, one of the upcoming episodes of the show. So as promised, let's give you my tip of the day, and this is kind of a personal one for me since it involves every single cruise that I have to go on, or that when we go on a cruise, it's something I have to do every single time. So if you are like me and you use a CPAP machine, there's a lot of people out there use them. With your CPAP machine, don't ever put it on your checked luggage. You want to make sure you're always bringing that on your carry-on. First and foremost, it's an expensive piece of equipment. You want to make sure it's taken care of. You never know what can happen to your checked bags. They always want you to bring it on your carry-on too. Some, like Carnival, will ask me, if I've filled out the special assistance form or special request form. When I'm checking in, they'll ask me, "Excuse me, sir, do you have your CPAP with you?" I do. So hopefully with this tip, you'll be bringing it too. That is going to do it for this episode of Seize the Day. Remember, every day is worth seizing. I'm your host, Jason, and until next time, happy sailing.